Hey YouTube, this is part 2 of when I was down at Kilmarnock today, but this will be the other day, talking to my pal Taylor, who were doing a sort of Yamaha thing, just basically going through some Yamaha things in the actual Yamaha music school. So it's a bit, just I'm putting these in as a wee bit of a warning, it's a bit reverberous, and also we're talking quite fast, so if you want to practice listening to a Glaswegian talking to someone from Kilmarnock, or should be good. So, part 2.
Plug this one in then, since you're sitting, you have a wee scribble with.
I do. It's just I'm a sucker for these, for the fancy bits.
It's
unnecessarily expensive.
Familiar but different. You can see if you look at the screws on that what I got them, gave them re-screws WD-40, and then kind of raised them up a bit, and then tried to use like the wee kind of buffing tools on the Dremel.
Yeah.
So the story behind this guitar, gathered around the fireside kids, I got this from, there's a local cash generator in Kilmarnock who, when I come through the door, they're like, oh, what? And I'm like, I don't need any more guitars. And they're like, yeah, but look at this. And I'm like, you're trying to get my marriage to break up before it's actually been, I'm not actually married yet, but it will not happen if I keep bringing guitars on.
Yeah.
And this was hanging up through the back. They hadn't priced it yet, and the guy in there was like, see if you take this just now, you can have it for whatever the price is on the back of the headstock, 120 quid. So I was like,
should have said that when you're trying to sell it.
Yep. So, but it was in a nick when I got it, so the amount of work that's been done to make it playable.
Yeah.
But
it's not weird, it's on it.
Oh no, it's not at all. The strings were, like, I think I needed a tetanus shot after I played it for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But yeah, the screws and things, I kind of raised them up and tried to kind of buff them off as best I could. So you can see they're still a bit brown, but they're not flaking to bits and things.
Neglect rather than misuse.
So. Is that too? What kind of pick thickness are you?
The fact that I've got a pick is that's how much I could remember.
Millions. Same 4 penny chords.
Is that? No, it's lovely. It's lovely. The reason I didn't buy it when you said it was like, I should have bought this, and it was like, I just bought that Gretsch one. And it's like every couple of years I buy a 335. This is great for half an hour, and then just go have a little guy.
The Aria does have a neck that's a neck profile that's a bit more meaty. That one's a bit more of a, it's just a bit more of a chunk. So is this one, which we'll get to in a minute. I mean, that's got no fanciness wiring wise or anything in it. That looks like it'd be even more of a pain in the arse to get into than your regular F hole though. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. That was one. I remember there was a Gibson's. You get 335. There's a 333, which is like £300 cheaper, and it's basically exactly the same guitar, but it's got a plastic cavity cover on the back, because they managed to save like £100 building it by not having to try and. So yeah, imagine that was your job, threading these things. So you just go home and just beat the wife to death every night. Just slap your house and build you up lunch. Fuck off! Because it's absolutely enraging. I suppose you'd probably eventually get you just to. In fact, I bet you'd see that guy and he'd be like, their fingers in the tea.
It's like one of those things. What they're called? It's an eye. You ever seen an eye before? I'm sure it's a Madagascan kind of tree mammal type thing. They're like on the verge of being cute and absolutely horrific looking. Yes. They're really cute. They've got a really big skinny finger on the ball socket.
For going into
eyes. They tap the tree and listen to it, and then when they hear a bit that's less hollow, they start chipping away with their teeth. And it's the big grubs inside the tree. They use it like a big hook and then bring it out and slip it down. It makes for a great view. But yeah, they would be good at doing those.
Yes, yeah.
Stick a couple of grubs inside the guitar and just, yeah, that's all they take is payment.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I don't want to be one of those guys, but I just, with pure humbucker guitars, I just feel a bit limited sometimes. I take them out because I do loads of them.
I think there's a you're meant, obviously, you'll know this, but you're meant to be able to, you've usually got 2 volumes so you can have it in the middle and kind of mix the two together, and I think that with clever usage of this, you could get a decent clean sound out of others, but I can depends what it is you're trying to do. It's like, see when the band just now playing the original stuff, I can use single chords or humbuckers, it sounds fine. Single chords great, but then say if we're doing like just breaking the laws like cover, just because we don't have enough songs to fill a set out. And you can't do it. Single because it sounds wrong, but because there's no reference point for our songs, it doesn't matter. It's because you go, it's just not right. Or Ace of Spades for singing. No.
What's some gain on that? Do you want to go crunchy or full nasty?
Metal as it goes, so I can play some Sabbath on it. The guy in the Anthrax band, I said I can really impress the singer and cracking house whenever I want by just going, oh, do you have that time? Have you tried going up that way? I never thought that.
It's something I am unequivocally passionate doing as a mix. Like every time I just fancy myself I'm going to do it, I'm like, this sounds crap.
It does, you just got to be shown off, isn't it? It's got no musical value whatsoever, it's only for going,
pure prose.
Yes, it's a belter. Let's move on. Then we'll get a parking ticket.
Let's move on to maybe the only thing here that will actually upstage it. So this is mine as well. This is going nowhere. This is just. Yes.
So this is a higher stage. The one
this is
the revstar. I had the red one, which you put when they say next door is a 3.
This is a 500 series. 502T. And I think the T stands for tailpiece.
Oh, okay.
So the revstars. The idea is they're a homage to Yamaha's vintage motorbikes. They used to have these motorbikes called cafe racers. So the revstars, like this one especially, and some of the ones you get with the kind of racing stripes and stuff on, are a homage to the colour schemes you would get in all these kind of retro bikes. So that's why this one has got this kind of black and cream thing going on, and it's also aluminium hardware.
Yes,
so that's what so it's kind of meant to look kind of motorbikey.
Okay.
What is that?
I didn't know it was motorbikey.
Weird kind of room.
I've seen that before. I think it's actually on the back of that red vest that I had.
Anyone answer in the comments? What is this wee? Why is that even showing up? It looks like something found on the wall of a really important pharaoh's tomb or something.
Yeah, hieroglyphical.
Also, I've had this strap for years, and I finally found a guitar that suits it.
Smash. That's like the carved top on it as well. No,
I don't think so. It's just. It does have a slight shuffle there, but I actually still get the old kind of like slab body dead arm effect now and again, so it's not, if there was one thing I could change about it would be that. Like the belly carve and stuff on it.
Where does it say? Is that the same?
YGD, Yamaha guitar design or something. It's just their own kind of their own in-house approach to P90s. Now, I do think these are the best P90s, the best sounding P90s I've had in a guitar. The only thing is, it's not for some reason, we know what the reason is, but they're buzzy as hell, especially when used in conjunction with these. Now when I gig live, I use the Helix and everything's got a noise gate built into it, so when I'm not playing, the decibel level is so low that the noise gate kicks in, so it's great, because I know some people are going to be like, oh, digital, right, but for me it's a functional tool, and I can get loads of stuff done with it. And
if you're recording your Dark Side of the Moon, you can use an analog, but you're not, you're playing a gig, and everyone else not going to notice. In the mix.
And it means I can get all the niceness of the P90 tone without the extraneous noise that comes along with it.
Yeah.
But any attempt, because for a while I was looking into like your kind of H90s and P100s, and any attempt to make a hum cancelling P90, you're basically sacrificing part of the reason it makes the thing sound so great in the first place.
Yes.
So I've actually used this. I don't gig kind of like a lot with it, bands and such, but when I'm doing theatre stuff, kind of pit gigs and things, I tend to use this as well because it's just bloody classy looking. It is just I'm almost too scared to play it. Now the story of how I got this was, I was in the market for a kind of Les Paul special, and I was looking for just like a 2 P90s rat tail bridge, just a rock machine.
Yeah. I bet they're like £1,000.
Not an actual Gibson one, I was looking for. And again, the cash generator in Kilmarnock was just like a bloody treasure trove for me. I was walking back.
You're telling me where that is on the way home.
Literally about 30 seconds walk for you, so I'll show you before you head. But they had a Godin, what was that, Empire, Richmond Empire P90. It basically a Les Paul special.
Right.
Really, really gorgeous, kind of carving like wee contours and things on it. Rat tail bridge. It was great. So I ended up getting that, and I was like, oh, I took it and I played it for a bit. I think I took it to 1 gig, and although it was second hand, there was not a blemish on it. I think the only thing, you tend to get it quite a lot, is the script tends to wear off the pickup a little bit. Maybe it's just catching the pick now and again. But I went and gigged with this thing, and it wasn't just the fact it was new and all shiny and stuff, it was the fact that those Godin guitars, some of them have a very, very kind of slight construction. They're quite slender. I wouldn't say delicate, but like, if you're used to playing a guitar like that, there's something kind of fragile feeling about it. Right. Basically, any time somebody came up to talk to me and like, how you doing? I'm, oh, new guitar. Yeah. And I was just like, this won't do. I can't play a guitar that I can't relax around. So I stuck it up for sale, and then someone made me an offer on it, and then I noticed this was up for sale just down the road in Straven. So what the offer the guy gave to me, I sent to the guy in Straven, and he went, yeah, that's fine. And it was one Sunday. This is how you know you've got addiction problems and all this, right? So it was one Sunday morning, and Sunday I'm still kicking about wearing the dressing gown and stuff in the house. Guy comes to the front door, chap, hi, I'm here to pick up the car, no problem. So I brought my little THR to the door, running off the batteries. Here you go, mate, guitar, amp, plug in. He went, yeah, that's great, thanks. And he just handed me a roll of money, and I went, thank you very much, and I stuck it in the pocket of the dressing gown, went back to the living room, maybe had another cup of tea or something. And then about 40 minutes later, the door goes again, and it was the guy bringing this. And I had the amp there, I was like, there's he. And I swear to God, I just plugged this in and went, oh. It just gave him the same roll of cash and was like, see you later. Yes. So that was a nice story.
I think there is an addiction problem with getting money. That's something I bought that 335 yesterday. It's like I sold the guitar the other day. It's like, I didn't even check, wasn't even my guitar sold. There you go.
Yeah. So this is, got all your kind of 3-way thing on, but it's also got the old dry switch as well.
The one that I've been stealing quite a lot. See if you want capacitors for that, get a bag of the bastards.
Alright. So just be ceramic ones or?
Maybe ones that got the sweet corn, green sweet corn. It's just that there's a certain value. Basically all you do is, you don't wire it like a tone control, you run it. So you run the signal through the cat rather than running the cat to earth. And you get, basically it's the opposite of a tone control. That's just a switch. Yeah. You put it on a switch quite easily, but say a strap, middle tone control, make it high pass filter. But it's a, I've never thought, what would you do that? I suppose it makes it like a low.
It's a low cut, so basically.
One I've played before was like a humbuckers that had it, and it was like it made it sound a bit like a cycle club.
Well, it basically just cuts off a bit of low and emphasises a bit of mids on the P90. So let's see, bridge. I think you hear it more in the middle, if anything. I mean, this is a jangly bloody guitar in general, listen to it acoustically. Yeah. I don't know whether it's kind of overtoned. You'll notice I've got one of the old groove gear things on it, because without that it's actually too overtoning. Right. But it's, yeah, you can give it your patented out of 10 rating.
Well, it's not getting an 8 because it's black.
If you look very, very closely, I would say that's more very, 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 very dark red. It looks
red?
Like, if you look at it on the look, I'm not making this shit up. See if you look at there, it's almost kind of brownie. I've got a cat that colour. It looks like if you stare at a cat.
Yeah, okay, I see it's a dark.
Yeah, it's like you know what it reminds me of, and it's another thing that I'm very fond of, a pint of Guinness. Okay. It looks like a pint of Guinness. It does. It's meant to look like a motorbike.
Yeah. But that's true, it's generally totally new to me. I did not know it was into doing motorbikes. But the revstar thing,
Yeah,
it
that
makes
makes
sense.
There's a biker bar at the end of the street there, and I remember having that guitar in with me, and I was like, guys, what's a cafe racer? Like, oh, it's this kind of retro, and they kind of laughed at it because I don't think they were the most manly bikes in the world compared to those big things that they've got on the street.
Yeah.
You can tell them enough.
I can actually I think I know the one. Is it not got big like mud guards on it that are kind of like a 50s car type
Instead of
thing?
me trying to do guesswork here, let's just ask Googling in the middle of a video how unprofessional. See if I could find one that's the same colour scheme as that, it would really point. I mean, they don't look exactly the same mainly for the reason that one's a guitar and one's a motor.
Yeah, one's got wheels.
There's no wheels on
No
that.
engine in it either. No, it's a much more dense feeling guitar than the cheaper one.
That's, again, when I played that, even though it was in brand spanking new condition as well, it's just a bit more robust feeling.
Yeah,
it's less
it's not heavy, but it's dense.
There was a chip in it, and I don't know how it got there. I've just coloured it in with a Sharpie there.
Yeah.
You can see with the exposed wood, it was catching my eye, and I was going, like every now and again, but when I've coloured it in, I don't notice it.
I mean, it's on there to be fine. My pal's got an Epiphone, what your Les Paul Juniors.
Uh-huh.
And it's pretty much in back condition, it's got one chip right there.
Aye.
It's right at the bit where your arm sits, and it
Aye.
catches you. And it's just, see if it was anywhere else on the back of the front of the guitar, no issue, it's just because it's there. You're like, constant.
Signals went down here as I'm trying to find a picture of one of these effing bikes, but anyway, go and Google it, cafe racer, you'll probably find one in the same condition. In fact, there's that. Show you this actually, you'll like this. This is my music stand over here with all the Yamaha guitar books and stuff we've been doing here. And on the covers of these books are different Yamaha guitars. Show you.
Yeah, it's an 8 man.
Yeah, there you go. So if you look at the covers of these guitar kits that we teach, they've actually all got the.
Oh yeah.
That one there. See, this is to be honest, as much as I like the tailpiece on that, whatever that revstar is there with the kind of intonated wraparound. But I think that one and that one are the same series, but this one comes with humbuckers. See if you could get that one with the P90s, it'd be the ultimate. Now there is a wee kind of hacky thing you can do.
It is kind of. I was just saying, it is actually attached with springs on it.
Yes, but what I saw in the initial one, if you loosen them, you can use it as a very subtle in the way trem.
Yeah, well, that's about how far you can bend a Bixby before it puts it out of tune anyway. So.
Especially one of the more numbered ones.
Yeah.
What is it? If it's a 3-digit, it's Chinese, a 2-digit, it's Korean, and a single-digit, it's American. So Bixby, a Bixby 007, which sounds cool because it's genuine, is the Chinese version, which good luck.
Right.
Aye. The 07 is the Korean one,
and the 7 is the.
And then the 7 is the American one, but obviously that's going to be reflected in the price.
And again, sorry about the abrupt ending. I'm too busy talking, really, to notice. So that was part 2 out of 3. There's another one coming, probably tomorrow. I might put these out at lunchtime. I don't know when I'll put them out. So I will see you next time. Rockin'.